head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers, with a record of 2-1 as they take the floor here against UWM. And the Panthers coming in with 3 home dates, 1 road game so far, a perfect 4-0 record. A very impressive outing on Monday night at Elkhorn State in Lorman, Mississippi, where they went out and took it to Elkhorn State. And their most impressive outing of their 4 games. The Panthers really played well and had that tempo up from the start and in the 90s. And there's Steve Antrim, UWM's head coach, who's done an outstanding job with his program on the east side of Milwaukee.
Well, you can tell he spent a little time with Johnny Orr. Full court pressure up and down the floor, and Johnny Orr's done a great job at Iowa State. They've made a real impact in the NCAA tournament the last several years.
So the Panthers in their traveling black with white trim and gold lettering around the black lettering, and Jeff Peterson and the Badgers in their home white and cardinal, and the ball is controlled on the far side by Michael Finley. Jason Johnson getting his 2nd straight starting assignment.
Man-to-man defense by Milwaukee.
Johnson lets the 3 go, and it's no good, and Mitchell there to track down the loose ball in the far corner.
Good board that time defensively. Good check on each player physically by Milwaukee, taking away the offensive opportunity for Wisconsin.
Penetrating Mitchell, nice move to the basket, and the basket is waved off. He was fouled. He will get 2 free throws. Mark Mitchell, the very quick point guard at UWM.
Well, there's a definite mismatch. You'll see the penetration beyond Peterson when you get the big fella inside at 6'10", trying to handle the quickest player on the floor, comparable to Tracy Webster. That's extremely difficult.
And I'll stand corrected. He won't be shooting as the ball is inbound by UWM. Ray Perrine. Here's Eugene Sims. Sims hits the jump shot. 2-0 Panthers.
Full court pressure. A 2-2-1, full court pressure. Look for the trap in the middle.
Brian Kelly.
A little bit, Dwayne, that people talk about the lack of inside game. They're talking about a power game by Wisconsin. They're more of an outside perimeter type team at the present time.
Well, Brian Kelly working on Sims. Jason Johnson is free, and the Badgers take a 3-2 lead.
Well, you can see right now that they're not going to respect Jason Johnson until he hits a couple of them. They're going to lay back, try to block the middle up, try to help on the penetration by Finley and by Webster.
There's Craig Green hopping and hitting a 3. At 6'6", Craig Green plays as effectively 20 feet away from the basket as he does right underneath. UWM leading 5-3. We're at 18 minutes to play in the first half, and that one rattled in and out from Michael Finley. Peterson rebound out to Jason Johnson. Junior out of New Hope, Minnesota, gives it off to Tracy Webster, and Webster will go back out on top and set it up.
You can see everybody else defensively right now. Now see Jason Johnson float down to the right. Number 4 here, Mitchell is staying in the lane area as sort of a free defensive player for Milwaukee.
Tracy Webster hits from the outside. 6-5, a 3-pointer by Webster, and UW goes back over UWM by a point.
There's a good penetration again. Good dish off. Great pass. There's a case where the defense has to drop back into help because the player had to go help and take away the penetration by Milwaukee, which was Mitchell.
Brian Kelly pops from 6 off the far side. Rebound Green to Mitchell. UWM leading 7-6. We're at 16:55 for the half. Here's Sims from 16. Side iron, no. Tip back up and in.
That'll be interesting who gets the credit for that, but basically you had 2 Wisconsin players tip it back. But there's a converting we talked about. A little pressure. The big guy Sims has got to get back in the 5th spot, and they beat him to the board.
9-8 ball game. Played 3.5 minutes. Mark Mitchell overshoots and comes in on Webster and nearly comes up with a steal. What he does so well is apply the defensive pressure. Talking about Mark Mitchell. High pass intended for Jason Johnson from Finley. It's thrown away. It's a turnover on the Badgers.
In that case, Dwayne, he really had a pick that time by Johnson, floating in to pick Mitchell to try to open up Tracy on the skip pass across the floor.
Ray Perrine for three.
Ray can shoot it up.
He had 8 3-pointers on Tuesday night, make it Wednesday night against UW Parkside.
Well, he's 14 of 28, 50%. He's raised that percent above 500 at the present time from three-point range.
He is one of the tri-captains of the Panthers team, and a whistle as Finley put the ball to the floor and moved to the basket. And a foul on Pat Easterlin, his first, the team's first. I want to point out, too, that Pat's family made the trip from Dallas, Texas to be here in attendance for today's game, and we have a timeout across the way. We're at 15:45 to play here in the first half. We have a break. This is Wisconsin Badger basketball on the WPTV Raycom Sports Network.
Mountain man survival skills. The basics. A true mountain man must have a keen sense of direction, a certain physical dexterity, and a talent for surviving the most unforgiving climates. Of course, nothing is more key to a mountain man's survival than plenty of smooth bush beer and easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and learn how the mountain man survives even the most grueling conditions.
University of Wisconsin, Madison, where learning takes many forms and has many faces.
Right now, you can get 21 extra bags of groceries into a Dodge Caravan, or 14 extra family pets, or almost enough extra equipment for a Pee Wee League football team. Because for the price of a regular Caravan, you can get a Grand Caravan. That's 25 extra cubic feet of space at no extra charge, for savings up to $21.50 during the Dodge Awards Celebration Sale. Because the only thing better than America's best-selling minivan is more of it. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
He was the guy. All of a sudden, Dick Vitale says, Vaughn McDade, remember that name. And, you know, so he was, and I even have a prop here. It says, Vaughn McDade, remember that name. I keep it right here on my desk. He graduates, but he never leaves here.
John Fowlis, I can tell you one of the real treats of following UWM on a day-to-day basis in Milwaukee was watching Vaughn McDade in that 90-91 season. You talk about a guy who literally would light the building up every night out. It was Vaughn McDade. All he did was set 9 school records for a single season. He was some kind of player, and a second-round pick by the New Jersey Nets. And on the loose ball over the back, Brian Kelly, foul on the Badgers.
That situation physically, Kelly moved him under the basket, not pushing. But then when the bodies came back up, he did make the contact with the right hand. It was a good call.
15:23 to play in the first half. Badgers down 12-8 to UWM as Perrine inbounds to Craig Green. Green handles the ball, a couple of dribbles. Open man Sims waiting for Finley to fly over the top and then put it in. UWM by 6.
Good penetration by Milwaukee. They're really taking, in that case, they took 10 seconds off the clock, forcing Wisconsin to penetrate, come up, and that eliminates 10 seconds off your opportunities on half-court offense. Many people will press to take the ball away. Others will press for force and impatience with you.
Jeff Peterson had the board and then taken away by Ray Perrine. Craig Green pops, lets a three go, banks it in as he hit the floor.
And actually was fouled at times.
Jason Johnson for 3. He comes right back to answer.
Talked about a quick moving game. Not even enough time to describe what happened on one end before you have another 3 lighting up on the other half.
And you get an idea of what it's like to play against that.
Well, that's true, and that's a little bit with Jackson wanting the Badgers to play this tempo because we're seeing how it converts both ways. It is a real test on you physically.
14-13 to play in a half. 17-11. UWM by 6. Badgers with the possession. It's Tracy Webster off to Jason Johnson in the corner. Pat Easterlin picks up Johnson. He moves to the lane. Look for Peterson. Back out to Webster from the left with the left hand. A little short. The Panthers run. Ray Perrine picked up by Finley. Back to Craig Green. He's open. He'll go for 3. Side iron, no good. Finley with the ball. Ahead to Jeff Peterson. Picked up by Craig Green. Jason Johnson, a shot for 3. Turned it down. Kelly for Peterson underneath. Lost it, and we have a whistle and a foul coming up on UWM.
Good look that time by Kelly. Really in a position to take the ball and shoot it. But there's a good point in here. See, the inside pass goes in, tried to gain control, slight push in the back. But Pete Carell, a real character of collegiate basketball, one of a breed, very few left. I watched his practice a week ago as we see substitutions coming in for Kelly and Peterson. Made a comment. A kid threads a three-pointer, and he said, that's a good shot. But as an example, Dwayne Mosley was more open than you, and you pass it to that player. Because I expect him to do the same thing for you. And that happened in that case for Kelly. Good forward by Damon Harold.
And Lou Eli picks up the ball. Finley, Jason Johnson, and a foul coming up. Offensive control foul on Finley, giving the ball to UWM.
In that case, good move defensively. Finley left the floor. No control over his body. The defensive player held his position and took the punishment.
Byron Jackson is coming in for UWM, and Eugene Sims is going out. So Jackson comes in, a taller, heavier player than Sims. Jackson going at 6'8". Had a strong 31 minutes at Elkhorn State the other night off the bench. Nice move by Mitchell, driving baseline. It went in and popped right back out. Perrine picks it up from Harrell and walked with the basketball.
A good call. Shuffle the feet, a little bit of the intimidation of knowing that Lewis Eli is there. The best shot rejector we have on the floor for the Badgers.
Full court pressure applied by the Panthers. Mitchell and Easterlin, and Webster splits both as he crosses midcourt. Damon Harrell off to Michael Finley. Lou Eli cutting, looking for the ball, has it. Out high, Jason Johnson. Damon Harrell. Baseline turnaround, hit the 10-foot jump shot. Badgers down 4. 17-13, and walking on Pat Easterlin. That caused by Tracy Webster.
Last time down the floor, entry pass by Johnson to Damon Harrell. Made that possible by just turning and looking to the lane to force a defensive player to slide one step. Then he dropped the left leg, goes up, cleared for the jumper.
Mark Briggs is in for UWM. 6'6" sophomore.
Well, Briggs is shooting 50% from the field.
Yeah, he's
basically
played well.
4 rebounds per game. Good, steady player.
And we have a foul on Byron Jackson.
See, each game so far, Dwayne, and seeing the Loyola game, of which we didn't do, but each game a little more presence to try to enter the ball inside because we're not getting enough offense on the inside area or going to the line by penetrating.
Harrell, Jason Johnson, Tracy Webster in the lane, dumps it back to Jason, and a foul coming up against number 11 of the Badgers, Tracy Webster.
Well, you can look at that, a good scouting, the fact that you see players that are leaving the floor, the spin in the air. And I'll tell you, that's tough to stand there. You'll see it again. He goes in the air, he holds position. I'll tell you what, it takes a little bit to take that punishment. Good defensive position.
Andy Kilbride is in. And Jason Johnson is out. So the Badgers with Webster and Harrell and Finley, along with Eli and Kilbride.
Both teams doing a good job of keeping the weak side busy. Single and double pick away from the ball. Takes away the defensive help.
And Eli knocking it out of bounds. UWM will keep possession. Corey Statham is coming in for the Panthers. And we have a timeout with 11:46 to play in the half. It's UWM 17, Wisconsin 13. Stay tuned for these local messages. You're watching Badger basketball on the WVTV Raycom Sports Network.
Singer's, America's finest sausage, wishes you a happy holiday and reminds you that everyone loves a gift box from Usinger's. Call 276-9105 and order today.
Sergeant Rick Hunter is one tough cop who enjoys his job.
Hey, well, time flies when you're having fun.
He occasionally has to step out of bounds, though.
Civil liberties, give me a break.
Because criminals try to do him in.
Let him.
And as a good citizen, your job is to tune in Monday through Thursday nights at 11 and...
Watch old Hunter, huh?
On Super 18.
Darling, after 10 years, the only thing I'd change about you is your clothes.
Bugle boy.
Why don't you try this one on first?
The third annual Christmas Family Feast is coming. I'm Marlon McGee from Super 18.
And I'm Eric Vaughn from 1290 WMVP.
Christmas Day, Friday, December 25th, from 11:30 a.m. until 2 p.m., we'll be serving up Christmas turkey with all the trimmings.
Last year, almost 3,000 enjoyed the feast, and this year, we plan for even more.
So bring your family to celebrate with our family and share in the holiday spirit. Christmas Day at Mecca downtown.
The third annual Christmas Family Feast, brought to you by 1290 WMVP
and WVTV Super 18.
And we want to say hello to the Badger Basketball Network today. WMTV here in Madison, WLAX out of La Crosse, WGBA Appleton, Green Bay, along with WJFW out of Wausau, Rhinelander, and our flagship station, WVTV Milwaukee. Dwayne Mosley and John Paulus, glad to have you with us. 11:46 to play here in the half, and it's 17-13. The Panthers have hit 7 of 12 shooting so far.
Badger foul number 41, David Harrell. Set out of bounds play, entry on the timeout. Tried the alley-oop for a lob pass over to Damon Harrell. Call for the contact. Good box out defense by UW Milwaukee.
Briggs and Jackson leaving for Steve Antrim's club. Inbound comes to Easterland. Pat hasn't put a shot up yet, and he can from the three. Here's Sims in the game. Back iron it off. Mark Mitchell at 6 foot, rebounding and scoring. And the Panthers take it away on the inbound. Easterland back out to Mitchell in the lane. Almost carried and walked with it. And the pass taken away underneath. UWM giving it up to the Badgers. Eli down low. Lewis going up, scoring, and no basket.
That time he dropped the left shoulder, leaned into the offensive player. Really, Lewis has enough jumping ability to get over the top. See him push off with the left that time. That's a good call.
And Eugene Sims right here, watch him. As soon as he got the little shoulder in and back he stepped.
He may have helped a little bit,
yes,
but that's part of it.
That's part of it. 11-11 on the clock. And Carlton McGee is in. Carlton has missed a couple of games with a bad left ankle, but he's in for this one. Mark Mitchell. Pat Easterland. Kicks it to Statham. Thought about it from three. Turns it over to Mitchell. Statham guarded by Eli. 10:54 for the half. Kilbride takes it away. Mitchell reaching in and committing the foul. Mark that time wanted to get right back and really wasn't in good position to reach in and take it away and pick up the foul. And
I'll tell you, the impressive thing about their penetration to pressure defense of the Badgers is the fact that they know where Mitchell is and they got the ball to him. They throw the ball across the floor, skip it to him for him to control their half-court offense. That may be one of the first three-pointers that they'll ever pass up in this game.
They won't pass up many. Finley for three. Overshoots. Rebound claimed by Ray Perrine, the 6'6" senior from Milwaukee. Vincent. Easterland for three. Side iron no good. Loose ball off the hands of Wisconsin. And the Badger fans saying, oops.
Now, the majority of the loose balls now, the offensive end, whether it's a potential turnover or a missed shot, Right now, all the loose change is being picked up by Milwaukee.
Ray Perrine. And hits from 17. Long pass to Eli, and Eli climbs for the easy jam, and it's a 21-15 game. Badgers down 6, 10-14 to play in the half.
There's a double up. Jump ball. Now see, there's a good lesson, young player. You don't raise that ball above the head. Narrow your base because you lose the balance to begin with. You keep it down strong in the lower part of the body away from both defenders.
Otto McDuffie is in for the Badgers. Michael Finley is out. See Otto, the freshman, the Milwaukee Rufus King.
He's been great on the boards for the Badgers.
Ray Perrine looking to come inbound. He does to Mark Mitchell.
I didn't realize that McDuffie, 13 of his 20 boards are on the offensive end.
Very impressive. Well, you're talking about the aggressiveness, so there's a foul away from the ball on Ray Perrine.
And you see Kilbride sort of walking up. He got a little bit of contact in the thigh on the left leg. Hopefully warm enough that it'll sort of relieve itself and the muscle spasm will just relax as you keep playing.
Pressure full court applied by the Panthers on the inbound, and Tracy Webster will be picked up by Mitchell and Easterlin. They double up on the ball. McGee. Carlton, troubled, gets it into the front court to Lewis Eli.
Good help by Lewis.
For McGee, and off his hands and out of bounds. Turnover Badgers.
Great pass by Tracy Webster opening there. The player's got to have the hands up. Especially when Tracy Webster has it, you've got to have your hands ready to receive it. You're a potential recipient of that ball every time. Amazing how many free ones you can pick up that way.
Now he's such a great surveyor of the floor and knowing where everyone is. In the lane and scoring.
Great one-on-one move, great penetration.
And it's up to an 8-point lead, and the ball is thrown away off the pressure by UWM. Or the Panthers have looked very, very sharp in the opening 10-plus minutes of this game. The lead by 8, biggest lead, has been 9 at 17-8. Ray Perrine guarded by Carlton McGee. Here's Sims, blocked by Lewis Eli. He is 3 away from moving into third place on the all-time Wisconsin block shot list. Lewis troubled by Perrine. Second effort, puts it in.
Great presence. Great presence of hands at times. Here's a quick tempo. Up
Ray
for 3.
Reed and Sims. It's controlled by Carlton McGee. Webster for Lewis Eli. A little behind the back. And we have a whistle before Lewis could get up and get the shot off.
Hey, Coach Jackson not extremely happy. The other night you weren't here. Lewis came down, same situation, wrapped it around, went up and scored it. And watch the wraparound in here. Now, if that was a split screen and we could go back to Coach Jackson, he didn't like that. He just said he'd take that ball and take it up to the basket. But around the back of the back, a wraparound gives the defense more time to move positions to contain you.
Well, they had 3 guys. By the time Lewis got it around from the right hand to left, there were three guys around him.
Encouraging to see Carlton McGee back in the lineup, the strongest inside player we have at the present time, both on the boards and defense, as well as the third dimension, and that's the physical strength.
Kilbride missing, rebounding Eli, and over the back is Pat Easterlin. No, they're going to go a push on Eli. Foul on Lewis.
Well, you see the dissatisfaction of Lewis, but a replay would definitely show his hands in the back of the defender. Here's a replay. It goes up the top. Now watch in here. Now a little bit above it, but definitely both hands in the back.
That is the 7th on the Badgers. Team foul. At the free throw line is Pat Easterlin, junior college transfer out of Plano, Texas.
Been a good, steady influence for him. Little maturity, 2 years in the junior college, comes in. Talking to Coach before the game, has talked about the fact that this player could light it up like all the other players he has, but he sort of stepped away to try to be a stabling force and control the rest of the team, and if the offensive opportunity is there, he'll take it.
Well, he's been pretty good at that. 18 points a game is average coming in. Substitution, Byron Jackson for UWM for Eugene Sims. Second time Byron has been in. Same time he has replaced Sims in the middle. 6'8", 240 senior out of Mequon, Homestead High. 25-17. Wisconsin's lead is 8. 8:20 to play here, first half. Finley in the air hanging. Gets the pass to Kilbride. Andy back to Webster. Hanging from 15. Got it.
That's Tracy's spot. Does a great job of hanging up. Nice soft touch up on top of the rim. Gives you a chance to board it offensively.
And Byron Jackson is run over from behind accidentally by Otto McDuffie. His first.
You can imagine how many times these players see each other in the summertime.
Oh, yeah.
Summer basketball. McDuffie sort of being the younger one of the group at the present time as a freshman for Wisconsin.
Byron has only been to the line twice, 1 for 2. And he's 2 out of 3. 26-19, UWM by 7. Steve Antrim, UWM's head coach. Wisconsin has led twice at 3-2 and 6-5. Back iron it off. Eli claims the rebound. 8 minutes for the half. Lead is 7 for the Panthers. First meeting for these two teams since 1978, all-time series belonging to Wisconsin, 9-0. Otto McDuffie, pounded by Perrine. His pass for Webster is slapped and reclaimed by Webster. Martin Mitchell got a hand on the ball.
2-3 zone defense by Milwaukee.
Kilbride's shot is blocked by Green. That's a no-win situation.
Not at all, especially when you've left the floor. Next time you'll show the ball to the player, try to get him up, and create the mismatch of 5 against 4 inside.
The difference is 7. Wisconsin trailing to UWM. We'll be back right after this. This is Wisconsin basketball on the WVTV Raycom Sports Network.
Where to find the Mountain Man. A mountain man can often be found on the trail of adventure, in search of remote watering holes, or weathering harsh climates. Most often, however, you'll find the mountain man wherever you find smooth bush beer or easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find yourself in the wide, open world of the mountain man.
Your Toyota dealers are proud to announce a beauty of a deal on a beauty of a car. A one-of-a-kind introductory offer on the all-new Toyota Corolla with its Camry-like styling. The deal is $179 a month for 48 months with no down payment. It gets even better. No strip down here. You get air conditioning, power steering, AM/FM radio, even driver's side airbag. But it's a limited time offer, so for the best selection, don't wait. Why settle for less than a Corolla? Your Toyota dealer can give you a beauty of a deal for less than you thought.
Lakeland, Wisconsin's largest truck cab manufacturer.
There's a good reason why we're largest. This factory, we own it. We make our own truck cabs here, then sell them directly at our outlets. So there's no middleman. That's why we offer the absolute lowest prices every day. Every day. Guaranteed.
A classy fiberglass cap like this, 20 different colors, just $449. This tough Penda bed liner, only $159. Lakeland, Wisconsin's largest. Greenbush, Madison, and Green Bay.
This telecast is presented by authority of the Big Ten Conference Incorporated, and it's intended solely for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express prior written consent of the Big Ten Conference is prohibited, and there's Craig Green doing what he does so well, getting up and blocking an opponent's shot.
Well, a good shot blocker, the real good ones will force the offensive player to leave his feet, to commit himself before he goes up. The people that get in major trouble are the ones that are going to jump every time they think they're going to shoot the ball. And a good offensive player will create the contact.
And there's Lewis Eli, and he's fouled, and will have a chance for a three-point play. Webster just got the ball in the air as the shot clock expired, and here's Lewis Eli.
There's a case where the miss is so bad, so sharp, that it's to the benefit of the offensive team and not the defensive team. We're talking about the shot blocking before, though, that a good offensive player will force that player to leave his feet. But a quality player like Craig Green, a senior with all that experience, it's happened before, and he forces you to commit yourself first.
And Lewis doesn't get the bounce and the drop, and Ray Perrine gets the rebound for UWM. 7 minutes to play in the half. Here's Craig Green, quickly off to Ray Perrine. Green, Perrine, and Mitchell, they are the tri-captains, all seniors. Perrine missing, gets his own rebound, goes back, ball slapped away. Green puts it up and bumped by Finley, and Finley with the foul.
Well, again, the loose change, the loose ball, the miss, the offensive boards. There's a replay again. You'll see the contact with the lower portion of the body. Michael not liking it, but a good call.
And Michael Finley's taking a seat, and Brian Kelly is back in for the Badgers. Pat Easterlin is out of the ball game for UWM. Craig Green.
We can see shots attempted are very, very similar. 20 for Milwaukee, 21 for Wisconsin, the Badgers, but a difference of 10 for 20 against 9 for 21.
And this one is around and in for Craig Green. He gets 1 out of 2, so the difference is 6 for the Badgers as Webster gets it off to Kelly. Brian Kelly puts it to the floor, looking to pass. He does to Tracy. Jason Johnson. Cross court, high for McDuffie. Otto able to reclaim. In the lane for Kelly. Mitchell knocking the ball loose. The breakaway, 2 on nobody.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
And an offensive foul on Tracy Webster across the way as Mark Mitchell stepped in front, and Webster knocked Mitchell to the floor.
Here's a replay again coming up. Here's a breakaway by Craig Green. Loose ball play. Reaches out, dives to the floor. He picks it up. Takes off. Great slam.
And you can see why. You've probably seen enough in this game from Craig Green to understand why he is a legitimate NBA prospect. This kid has come so far in 2 years. Not that he was a bad player as a sophomore, but he has really flourished in the last couple of years. Look at Green go for the rebound, battling McDuffie, and off Craig's hands and out of bounds. It'll belong to the Badgers, 29-21. Wisconsin down by 8. Adam Carl is into the lineup for Wisconsin. Pounded by Easterlin. Doubled up by Perrine and Easterlin, right into the hands of Green. Replay.
And a timeout by Jackson. One of the violations, you don't pick that ball up till you have someone to pass it to, and it happened twice on that potential penetration.
The Panthers are on the prowl. Their biggest lead is 10. Stay tuned for these local messages. You're watching Badger basketball on the WVTV Raycom Sports Network.
Experience fun at your Volkswagen retailer.
You know, PC CompUSA has over 5,000 computer gift ideas at super low prices every day, but can you recommend some?
This internal 2400 BPS modem with 9600 BPS fax from Practical Peripherals.
A traditional holiday gift idea.
And this Texas Instruments notebook computer with 4 megabytes of RAM and 80 megabyte hard drive.
Oh, go on.
And Textor with Grammatic, a super software bundle from Computer Associates. There's nothing like Christmas in the USA.
CompUSA, the computer superstore. Hey, want some eggnog?
Not while I'm working.
Sign up for 1 year of Ameritech Mobile's Family Pack service and get a $150 bonus plus a gift cellular phone with each additional Family Pack line. It wasn't very exciting, was it? Let's try it again. Right now, get a $150 bonus plus a gift phone with each additional Family Pack line. That's not it. We need something really exciting. There, that's better.
Some restrictions apply.
The next game you will see along the Raycom Sports Network involving the Badgers will be January 9th, a Raycom regional game at Michigan. Michigan against the Wisconsin Badgers. And it'll be hello Big Ten season already, John. There's another turnover. The UWM Panthers come up with it off the steal. Briggs, the man behind that one, and Ray Perrine nails a three. 34-21.
One thing they're doing is they're forcing Tracy Webster to release the ball. They're doubling him up at that point position against the press.
Green blocks McDuffie. It's out of bounds. Last touch by the Badgers. The ball belongs to UWM.
That is a great defensive move. Watch this outside. He goes in, starts up with the left hand, and again you see that he waited till McDuffie left the floor before he committed himself defensively. Badgers back basically to their starting lineup except Carl McGee in for Kelly.
5:15 to play. Wisconsin with a dozen turnovers. The Panthers with 14 points off the Wisconsin miscues. Greg Green will pop for three, and he hits the side iron. Badgers desperately need to convert this time down. Jason Johnson, he nails a big three-pointer. It gets Wisconsin back to within 10, 34-24. Johnson works hard against Ray Perrine. Sims high, overthrowing the outstretched hands of Craig Doreen.
One of the few times we've seen Milwaukee, I won't say panic, but not square off to the recipient. He really threw that with his left side still turned to the recipient of that ball.
McGee's pass is knocked out of bounds. Ray Perrine got his left hand on it. Steve Antrim, 92 and 55 in his sixth year at UWM. Gonzaga University watched UWM beat Elkhorn State the other night, and after the game, Gonzaga's assistant coach shouting. Webster penetrates back out to Finley, picked up by Briggs, down the lane. Michael, no. Carlson almost got it on the tip. Rebound belonging to UWM.
Good penetration, nice soft touch. Didn't get down. Nice pick on the weak side. Good help over the top defensively.
The Gonzaga coach told UWM's assistant Ron Hunter, he said, if I ever call you guys for a game, hang up on me. And a turnover, Ray Perrine.
Perrine on the blocking, tried to set the pick to free off the dribble.
Perrine called for the foul. Ray Perrine called for the foul. 34-24 is the difference of the game. Badgers down 10, and at the line will be Jason Johnson.
Well, the 10-point difference basically has been off of the lack of penetrating the zone or full court pressing defense of UW Milwaukee.
So Jason Johnson, as you see, coming off 12 against Bethune-Cookman earlier in the week, gets the shot to drop. Jason has hit a three now at the free throw line with a bucket. Leading Wisconsin in scoring with 12 points. Peterson able to tap the ball free and keep it alive for the Badgers. Finley wanting the ball from Webster. Into Jeff Peterson, going down low, going up strong to score. Nice play by Peterson. Ray Perrine, the Panthers on the break, popping from 20, no. Rebound, controlled, Jason Johnson. Wisconsin run. Sims and Briggs the double team. Webster for Peterson, off his hand, out of bounds, but will belong to Wisconsin.
See, the presence of the defense at time, you had Michael Finley on the extreme left side of our screen open, but the defense not allowing you to turn and square off to see the total floor took that potential three away.
Ray Perrine gets a break, along with Corey Stedham. Pat Easterlin is back in. Side iron it off. Rebound, McGee up and blocking, but it'll be goaltending. 2 points for McGee, and the Badgers now have cut that 10-point gap in half. It's 34-29. 3:16 to go here in the first half. And the Wisconsin fans are acknowledging the recent effort over the last 2 minutes by the Badgers. Oh, the high lob, and Green not able to get the slam to go down. A little far underneath. They can only get it off the back iron. Cross-court pass, Jason Johnson. Back to Finley. Michael Finley popping at 16 and hitting the jumper.
Good penetration off the dribble. Good patience.
Doubled up is Pat Easterling. And Craig Green, and the Panthers call timeout.
Well, then, interesting, Dwayne, on that situation. The coach wanted a timeout, but the presence of the Badgers' tempo defensively with the crowd and getting the ball down and reducing the lead didn't allow till a third player had the ball in their hands, and it was called by a non-player, which was Easterling.
You can see the Division I records for UWM over the last 2 years. Second amongst Division I independents, and if you take that record back over 3 years, they would rank number 1. So UWM with 38 wins the last 2 years, and you know they felt slighted, John, with the fact that they weren't, maybe not so much 2 years ago, but last year they really felt slighted. They weren't invited to the NIT after a 20-win season, and they really felt they were going to get it.
Well, I know 2 years ago, we really thought, you know, I talked about it, would have been a great matchup. Would have been Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Madison, and NIT would have packed the place. But you can see that the last 10 years non-conference, 53-9, that's 86% basically. But back to the point is that it was a great comment, and they were trying to really bait Coach into talking about this particular game with playing here in Madison. He said, hey, this is great. Our kids want to come in and hear the band. They want this crowd. It's noisy. It's a great place to play. And they said, well, what about a win? It'd be a great win. And he said, our program is established. When we won 18 games one year and 20 another, we're there. And this is another game, a great one, to help us get toward the NIT or the NCAA to play an established Big Ten team, a Big 8, SEC, the Big East, whomever, would help us. And he's done a great job there, and this is the same thing that Stu Jackson is striving for here at Wisconsin. It's the same type of game, and he's doing it. Great run coming back, dropping this from really 13 down to only 3 down to present time. Talk about Reading, Pennsylvania. One of the kids I recruited right on his block, he talked about walking by there when I was recruiting Joe Natale at Cincinnati. Great conversation about it.
Reading, PA, huh?
Yeah.
Back iron it off, rebound Michael Finley. The Badgers could tie with a three-pointer this trip down. A little behind the back flip to Jason Johnson. Right back to Finley. Inside looking McGee against Green, and too hard, and Craig Green will be called for the foul. Carlton putting the ball up and making Craig Green commit and picks up the foul.
Well, interesting on that penetration. Now watch, he turns back. You see actually at time when his hand releases to create the rotation of the ball for it to drop it down. To miss it that badly, you have to be touched in the hand or the ball has to be tipped. In that case, he was touched by hand. Really a credit here. You talk to Coach Jackson. McGee hasn't played since the first game. He brings him back in. He plays for about 3.5 minutes. He gets him on the bench, gets the second wind. He comes back in again. Substitution, Adam coming in this time. Give Tracy a little breather again.
And Carlton unable to make either of the two attempts. Green with the bomb for Easterling. In the lane, Pat Easterling banking it, and an offensive foul on Easterling. Nice position that time by Peterson.
A good position, the same thing that they've done to the Badgers, and the fact that gaining position, you'll see it. Now watch, he'll leave his feet, penetrates to his left, goes up, good position, feet established.
So the Badgers will try it again, down 34-31. 2 minutes to play in the half.
Well, a key defensive situation for Milwaukee, as well as a key offensive situation for the Badgers.
Adam Carl quickly to Finley. 150 for the half. Here's McGee, put the ball on the floor and lost it. Mark Mitchell, like a vacuum cleaner there to suck it up. Here's Briggs, stopping, popping, and hitting softly from 8 feet out to put the Panthers up by 5.
Good square off that time offensively.
Green and Mitchell doubling up on Johnson. Finley Looking inside, down low, Peterson. Sims going up to get a hand on the ball, but also got the body, and Sims with the foul.
You take identical situations of the last offensive set for Wisconsin. The ball was thrown into the paint, into the lane area to McGee. He put it down into traffic. He reduced his size and ability to take the ball to the basket. Peterson this time in the replay, the ball went, he took it right to the basket without the dribble. He kept himself at the 6'10" range area and forced the defense to go up with him. Every young player to keep that in mind.
And the free throw attempt is off the back iron. Well, the Badgers 0 for the last 3 attempts at the free throw line. And as a team today, 1 for 6.
You can see right now with a minute 23 and hopefully not to lose a great deal of ground in this situation, that both Finley and Webster with 2 fouls to set them down with a minute 23 to hopefully keep them away from the 3rd potential foul if they were still on the floor.
Mark Briggs out to Ray Perrine to Mark Mitchell. 1:12 to play here in the half. Briggs back out to Perrine for 3. Goes in and out. And the ball loose on the floor. Johnson ahead to McGee. Carlton falls to the floor and is called for traveling. Turnover, Wisconsin. UWM will bring it back with 57 seconds to play in the half.
Good look full court, going over the top of the defense. There again, trying to move a little quicker than your body allows at the present time. Back to game conditioning for Carlton.
Ray Perrine looking and passing the ball. Tim Ricks in the lineup for UWM here in the closing minute and a half.
Good movement away from the ball.
Ray Perrine played on this floor as a high school senior with Milwaukee Vincent. Then a 6'5" center. And we have a whistle and traveling on young Mark Briggs of the Panthers.
Good converting defensively in that case. Dropping 3 players back, not allowing him the freedom to put the ball down or take the extra step to go up to the basket.
Substitutions, or Finley, I should say, back in, and Adam Carl is out. And across the way, we'll have Corey Statham coming in also for UWM. And Ray Perrine will sit down. 23.8 left on the clock before halftime.
And Milwaukee dropping to a 2-3 zone.
Gracie Webster.
Coach Jackson giving instructions to Webster. Webster turning back to make sure he's clear with it.
Johnson throwing for Finley, who was going up to grab one hand and slam, but he's fouled in the process.
And that is a set play. A play set up against the zone defense. The weakest part of any zone, whether it's full court pressure or half court, is the side away from the ball. In that case, they come down on a penetration by Webster towards the point to commit the defense, then swing to the wing where the defense drops to lane side and to the basket.
Michael Finley at the free throw line with 5.9 seconds left, and it's 36-32 UWM. Ray Perrine coming in for the final half dozen seconds, and Corey Statham, who committed the foul, sitting down.
In that case, both coaches really protecting the foul situation. As soon as that foul was called, Tracy Webster's back to the bench with 2 fouls. A player, McDuffie, at the scores bench to come in for Finley if he converts on both free throws to keep him from getting the 3rd foul as the defensive end of the floor.
And Finley at the line to make the difference 3. We'll try and make it 2 here. The Badgers enjoyed only 2 leads in the first half, both coming very early. And Finley hits the second. The difference is 2. McDuffie walks on the court along with Easterlin in place of Briggs. Finley sits, so he won't have to worry about potentially picking up a 3rd foul. Mitchell ahead to Easterlin. At Easterlin. Whistle and double dribble. He turned it over. He'll give it back to Wisconsin with 2.2 seconds to go.
Here comes the offensive exchange again with Webster and with Finley in. 2.2. Really interesting here that they wouldn't push the defense up for a little more pressure to force the ball on the floor with 2.2 seconds to go. They've stayed in the zone defense.
Jason Johnson. And off the back iron as the horn sounds. It has been a very entertaining half of basketball. Oh, there's much more to come. Today's game The Badgers and a beauty here with UWM, 36-34 here at halftime. The Panthers going for their 5th against no losses, and the Badgers going for their 3rd against 1 loss. 4-0, 2-1 respectively coming in. UWM will be back in action Tuesday night. They'll be taking on Northern Illinois, and the Badgers will be back at it Monday night here against Charleston Southern. Today's game between the Wisconsin Badgers and Wisconsin Milwaukee being brought to you by Smooth Busch Beer and easy drinking Busch Light, by your local Toyota dealer. I love what you do for me, Toyota. By Lakeland Sports Center. Why pay high retail when you can buy factory direct? By Wisconsin Bell and Ameritech Company. And by the new Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation.
Right now, you can get 21 extra bags of groceries into a Dodge Caravan, or 14 extra family pets, or almost enough extra equipment for a Pee Wee League football team. Because for the price of a regular Caravan, you can get a Grand Caravan. That's 25 extra cubic feet of space at no extra charge, for savings up to $21.50 during the Dodge Award Celebration Sale. Because the only thing better than America's best-selling minivan is more of it. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
Well, we're almost there. Yeah, 3 years of digging and digging. But soon, the first taste of freedom. Here we are. Push.
What'll it be, boys?
2 Bud Lights, please.
Sorry, fellas, but we're all out.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You know, Larry, we really should carry more Bud Light.
Welcome back to the field house. UWM leading the University of Wisconsin 36-34. Oh, I guess what you've seen so far, you would probably agree that this series should continue between the Panthers and the Badgers, or for that matter, Wisconsin against Green Bay, Marquette against UWM and Green Bay. It's been a hot topic, so to speak, of conversation amongst basketball fans and sports enthusiasts in this state. Thought it'd be nice to give you some opinions from the side of the Badgers and the side of UWM.
You know, for the first time next year, we'll be in somewhat control of our own schedule. And, you know, we'd like to upgrade our schedule, you know, slightly than what it is right now. And, you know, we'll strongly consider both in-state schools in the future, but, you know, I think we understand where we stand.
Stu Jackson would just as soon see the headlines disappear. His reasons why not to play Wisconsin-Green Bay and Wisconsin-Milwaukee have been met with resistance by fans and media. Those groups would like to see Wisconsin play the Phoenix and the Panthers on a regular season-to-season basis.
Both programs, UWM and UW Green Bay, are programs that have really done the impossible. They've taken programs that, you know, no one seemingly thought could be successful, and with great leadership and great coaching have made both programs successful. And while I made this statement before, you know, ultimately it's not my decision. It's really an administrative decision, and you know, I'm going to leave it really in the administrator's hands. I've expressed my views, and I'd really like to drop the matter.
Marquette timely announced on Wednesday that the Warriors would add the Panthers to their schedule next year.
We would love to continue it, and I feel positive about it. You know, I think down the road, administratively, a lot of decisions are made, and I just think that you know, it'll work out. I'm a positive kind of guy, and it worked out with Marquette, and that was so big for us. And I know that people in the state want it, you know, lots of people want that. And I think we just kind of play it out and see how it goes. And I guess, you know, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But, you know, we're hopeful that that relationship will continue.
Panthers coach Steve Antrim doesn't need this game today to anoint his program. In fact, the Panthers over the past 2 years have deserved to be an NIT team, but they've been overlooked. As for a season-to-season meeting with the Badgers, Antrim says that may not be in the best interest of his UWM program.
I'm not sure we can stand up and slug it out every year with Wisconsin and Marquette. I don't think that would be, you know, a real positive thing. I think the way it's set up, tournaments staggered 1 year in and out, then every year with Green Bay keeps us, you know, a little bit perspective of where we can be successful. We've never won any of these games against Wisconsin or Marquette, either one. You know, we're 0-for. Right. And so I don't think there's many coaches in the country that are dying to dive into 0-fors twice a year. The Green Bay thing, we will hope we can compete with them, and you know, I think that'll be a nice series. The reason that I'm most happy is the reason that these people have chosen to play us, and now they all have, is because we have a good enough team. And you know, just coaching you right down to the nuts and bolts all the time and not in the big picture as much, but we've had good enough players come here that warranted us playing. Had we not had that, we wouldn't have the games. It's not done in Division I basketball because they like the colors that you play under, or the university at all, really. It's more of a basketball decision.
Now stay tuned for these local messages. You're watching Badger Basketball on the WVTV Raycom Sports Network.
Hi, Bob. About the meeting on Monday.
Sign up for Ameritech Mobile's Family Pack service and give your whole family volume discounts on mobile phone use.
Honey, yeah, listen, I'm stuck in traffic, but I shouldn't be too long.
The more you use, the bigger the discount.
Hey, Stu, listen to this.
In fact, it's so affordable. Now, almost everyone in the family can be well connected. Now get a holiday gift only from Ameritech Mobile. 1-year commitment required.
I'm looking for next slaughter.
We're gonna make you sweat. 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 We're gonna make you...
Saturday nights at 8 on Super 18.
UWM leading the University of Wisconsin Badgers here at halftime, 36-34. There's been a lot of political news coming out of Little Rock, Arkansas over the last couple of weeks. Some of that news yesterday hit close to the University of Wisconsin.
Caring and accountable.
Yes. Well, we have a very special guest that's been with us before. We've talked about this great field house, but a great thing for the state of Wisconsin, a great thing and very deserving for Donna Shalala, and that was the appointment by the President of the United States. Donna.
Oh, thanks, John. It's really very exciting. I told the new president that I wouldn't leave for anything but the biggest job in the world because I love Wisconsin, and I really had a great job.
Well, there's some people that thought it was very impossible for anyone to come in to the University of Wisconsin and to turn it around in a very positive manner, and you did that. And now, in turn, the president has asked you to take on a very impossible situation again, but he's picked the person that can get it done.
Well, I appreciate that, John, but the real reason we turned it around at Wisconsin was because we had great fans, and they had the confidence in us as we changed the leadership. if they had not given us the kind of support that we needed when we changed the leadership of the department, when Pat went out and found us some first-rate coaches, it just wouldn't have been possible. And it made all the difference in the world. We've just got great boosters and great fans here.
Well, I still have the pointed question. You and I were fantasizing a couple of years ago. Are we going to find some place in your national budget for a new field house?
I don't know. I'll tell you what I will do, though. If we can contain costs enough in terms of containing health costs, I think that we'll have money for a lot of things in this country.
Well, I know you will, and it's, I know I'm going to miss you around the tennis court, and especially your mother, but there's a tennis court out there that isn't used a great deal, and I'm hoping sometime we can renew our tennis acquaintance on the White House tennis court.
We'll do it. We'll do it. I will, when I'm finishing my negotiations with Clinton, just simply tell him that I've got to have that tennis court for a couple of hours one day for my friend John Powell.
Well, it's very kind, and I think, too, that the White House has been a great benefit to the drug program in past administration, or hopefully it'll happen again. But we love you dearly, and we're really going to miss you.
Oh, thanks very much.
We hope you'll come back, and we'd love to have you here with Raycom again.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Don. Thanks, everyone.
And now back to Dwayne.
All right, partner. By the way, don't ask to send Air Force One to get picked up for that tennis match either, pal. Stay tuned for these messages. You're watching Badger Basketball on the WVTV Raycom Sports Network.
He was hired to protect a town from rowdy rednecks, but now he's gone too far. Chris Christopherson and Jan Michael Vincent star in Vigilante Force, Saturday at 9.
You know, PC, CompUSA seems like a magical place at Christmas.
It really is.
Over 5,000 computer gifts at super low prices every day.
Right, Bob, like verbatim diskettes. They come with a lifetime guarantee, and with every 10 diskettes, you get an 11th free.
Why, I'll make a wreath with that 11th one.
You do that. The Hewlett-Packard LaserJet 3P printer is compact, provides superior laser output, and prints 4 pages per minute.
Or, what, 8 pages every 2 minutes?
You're fast. There's nothing like Christmas in the USA.
CompUSA, the computer superstore. I think I'm going to get you that star right there for Christmas.
Thanks.
Usinger's, America's finest sausage, wishes you a happy holiday and reminds you that everyone loves a gift box from Usinger's. Call 276-9105 and order today.
Men, don't forget to register with Selective Service when you turn 18. It's quick. It's easy. And it's the law.
Along with John Paulus. And we have a special guest with us, Mr. Merritt Norville, who's chairman of the board of Wisconsin Special Olympics. And right now we have an activity going on involving Wisconsin Special Olympics here on the court at the field house.
We've got 2 teams here, one from Madison and one from Milwaukee, which are entertaining the crowd here at halftime. You know, Wisconsin Special Olympics in general, is the world's largest sports training operation right now. It serves about 1 million athletes worldwide. We serve about 7,000 students, athletes I should say, because they're not all students, in the state of Wisconsin. It takes about 13,000 volunteers. We run 5 state games. We have the winter games coming up in about 3 or 4 weeks up in Rib Mountain, Wisconsin. We have the basketball tournament coming up at the University of Oshkosh at the end of March. We just finished with 9,000 athletes last weekend down in Milwaukee for the state bowling tournament. And then we bring together 23,000 athletes up in Stevens Point for the track and field events. So we have a large organization. This is a training and competition organization that we have. And it's daily. It's not just 5 events throughout the year. It's training on a day-to-day basis with these athletes.
I'm going to go back 10 years, and it was in the off-season of '82 following the baseball season, and I had an opportunity to kind of be co-host, so to speak, of the Wisconsin Special Olympics State Games, then held at the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh.
Right.
And Paul Molitor and myself attended the opening ceremonies on a Friday night, and we'll always remember that. I can't believe how touched we both were by the love that was shown, the spirit, the enthusiasm of all the people in attendance.
Well, you know, in many ways, I think the Special Olympic movement and the Special Olympic athletes themselves really kind are symptomatic of what sports and athletics are really all about. They play for the love of the game with a lot of self-satisfaction as a result of completing that. So I think it's a good program.
And there's of course other things other than you talked about track and field. There's more involved than just basketball that we've seen here.
Yeah. Oh, we have track and field. We have cross-country skiing. We have softball. We have a large softball tournament each year, and then there's weekly softball. Here you see the cross-country skiing competition that takes place up in Rib Mountain. I think we also are part of this video that you're looking at here. It has some speed skating in it also. But we're sending 5 athletes in a couple of months over to the World Games for Special Olympics in Austria. And we've got some excellent athletes in the Nordic sports.
I know.
Here you see, here's a good indication of the speed skating competition that we have.
By this point, I would already have been flat on my face. I want you to know. That's how good I speed skate. Hey, you don't enjoy what you do. I can tell by the smile on your face that you really enjoy your involvement with Wisconsin Special Olympics.
That's right. That's exactly right. We really enjoy it. I got hooked on it a long time ago. They asked me to come up and make some presentations for awards, and I've been an active participant in it ever since, and it's one of the most fulfilling volunteer things that I do, I think.
Barrett, thanks a lot for being with us.
Well, thank you for having us and profiling Wisconsin Special Olympics.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
Thank you. Wisconsin
basketball is our topic of discussion. We are at halftime. Badgers trailing UWM 36-34. We'll be back after these words. You're watching Badger basketball on the WVTV Raycom Sports Network.
Why is Lakeland, Wisconsin's largest truck cab manufacturer?
This factory. We build our truck caps here, then sell them directly at our own Lakeland outlet. That's how we can offer the absolute lowest prices every day. Every day. Guaranteed. A sturdy aluminum cap like this in 20 different colors, only $229. Tough tonneau covers, just $189. Lakeland, Wisconsin's largest.
3 factory outlets, Greenbush, Madison, and Green Bay.
Attention college sports fans, now's your chance to be a Big Ten expert by subscribing to the Big Ten News Service. Publications include football, basketball, and volleyball media guides, a records book of Big Ten history, and weekly press releases during each season. These are the same materials that media members use to cover the Big Ten. For more information, write to Big Ten, Box 634, Park Ridge, Illinois, 60068.
Today's game between the Wisconsin Badgers and UWM is being brought to you by Busch Beer and easy drinking Busch Light. By your local Toyota dealer. I love what you do for me, Toyota. And Lakeland Sports Center. Why pay high retail when you can buy factory direct? By Wisconsin Bell and Ameritech Company. And by the New Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. Dwayne Mosley and John Paulus with you here at the Fieldhouse in Madison, where we have witnessed a very entertaining 20 minutes of basketball between the Panthers and the Badgers. UWM 36 and Wisconsin 34. A game which Wisconsin held leads of only 3-2 and 6-5, but able to weather a 13-point deficit and get this thing back to within 2 points. And with a very good opportunity here in the second half of play. Let's take a look at some of the other games on the Budweiser scoreboard. Last night, Illinois had to struggle with Jackson State to win by 4. Not the case with Indiana against Austin Peay in the Indiana Classic going on. Utah and Arizona playing today. Rick Majerus and the Utes up by 8 over Arizona at halftime. UWM will play Utah later on this season. Purdue 38, Loyola 33. That is a halftime score. Loyola playing very well to be down by 5 to Purdue, and Iowa has beaten rival Iowa State. The Cyclones lose big, 78-51. Well, there are many highlights of this first half of basketball, John Paulus. I don't know if you had a favorite or not. There were a couple, of course, Craig Green supplied us with, but boy, I compliment the Badgers and Stu Jackson to come back from that 34-21 deficit.
Well, that's right, and you look at the final stats, about the only difference is the fact that there's 14 field goals for UW-Milwaukee against 13 for the Badgers, and that's a 2-point difference in the game. You look at rebounds, you look at free throws, you look at 3-point attempts. There's basically 2 boards in advantage for the Badgers compared to 2 more turnovers, so that balances out. But you see again here is the first that lights it up. And as we hear a person say, here's showtime, it goes in. But the one I like is the 360. And he added about another 180 and over the back of the head with 2. I mean, I could only do that with about a 20-foot ladder.
Well, he doesn't request it be kept, but the UWM Sports Information Department keeps the dunk stat. He now has 14 for the year.
Here it is. Here it goes. Now let's see if we get a 360. There's. Now we had about. Now that was sort of only about a 180. Bart says it's a 270. I'll tell you what, it's a different one, but he can get up. He's a player. Legitimate.
He can slam with Blue Edwards. Let's put it that way.
Well, Blue Edwards has done a great job for another team in Milwaukee.
Certainly has. Say, we want to say hi. We had it.
Inside back. Now watch here. Kelly dribbles down, penetrates. Now watch. Goes up. He waits. You see that? Great defensive in the fact he waited and he went across the body of the left hand of McDuffie to block it. They open man-to-man. You see now they're really trailing back in here in this case, switching off.
This is Jason Johnson, guarded by Mitchell. Tracy Webster. And a whistle as the pass was being made for the cutter, Kelly, and a foul against Mitchell of UWM.
Well, it's interesting now. They've taken the matchup off Sims. One-on-one with Kelly and looking inside first to him.
Finley looking to pass the ball inbounds. He does to Jason Johnson. Webster to Finley, looking in for Peterson. Has Jeff. Jeff puts it up right hand, missing to the board. Peterson, and Jeff Peterson has tied the game at 36.
Good offensive boards. When he captured the ball, he kept it above his head.
At Easterlin off to Mitchell. Here's Green. Green by Kelly. Back out to Eugene Sims. We played 49 seconds here in the second half. Tie game at 36. First time it's been tied since it was 0-0, right? And there's Ray Perrine to break the lock, 38-36. Finley coming in. And back comes UWM. Green leaving it, Mitchell picking it out of the air. Sims cutting down, taking the pass, puts it up off the board and down. Johnson hit the deck. Jason wanted a call, didn't get it. 40-36, UWM quickly up by 4 after a 36-36 tie.
Halftime stats again. Field goals, you can see 14-13, 47%, 46. Free throws, 67 compared to 4 of 9, 44% of the Badgers.
Ryan Kelly on the inbound pass, and it's 40-38.
Talk about enough tempo in the first minute and 18 seconds of this half.
18-20 for the game. Easterlin popping from 18 off the side iron in the glass, and back comes Wisconsin. Webster for Kelly. Kelly back to Finley, coming down the lane, and a foul.
Good conversion that time by the Badgers, but a good box out. It really kept, we talked about in the first half, the loose change, the second effort by UW-Milwaukee. In this case, and you see this creates the foul before that last initial contact, which was across the left arm. But again, to take the ball to the hole, which has been lacking a little bit in the offense through the first 3 games.
At the free throw line, Michael Finley. Michael in the first half on the floor, 1 of 5. He was 2 of 2 at the line, only 4 points. Last week against Green Bay, he was big in both halves of play, and Finley hits the first, a chance to tie the game.
Well, it's interesting so far in 3 games this season, his percentage from the field is higher than the free throws. Just in reverse, he's shooting only 55% from the line.
And the team is struggling at the free throw line as a whole.
Full court pressure by the Badgers.
Finley makes good on both. It's 40-40. Ray Perrine in the backcourt. Pat Easterlin picked up by Webster. Mark Mitchell Across the way. Ray Perrine.
Again, that time, 12 seconds off the clock because of the full court pressure.
And Easterlin hits off the back iron, and Craig Green knocking the ball out of bounds, trying to control it with the left hand on the rebound, but he wasn't able to, so UWM will come back on defense as Mark Briggs comes in. Pat Easterlin goes out. Pat Easterlin's had a tough go at it in this game here this afternoon.
Well, a little bit. You can talk about additional pressure beyond the game as a fact that you end up and have family here. You want to play well.
Well, there's a long way to go, as they say in this one. And look at Jeff Peterson go to the board. Hit the basket and draw the foul.
Great power penetration here. You can see the halftime adjustment. They've come down the inside, pass to the corner. Defense is on top side. You can see that the weak side help comes by Green. He flashes by, but good strong hand. 2 offensive opportunities for Peterson, and he's kept the ball above the shoulders and above the head.
The Badgers last led in this game at the 17:29 point of the first half. We're at the 17:33 mark now, and the Badgers have their biggest lead of the game and their third overall, 43-40 Wisconsin. Briggs to Mitchell. Into the front court. And the Badgers have picked it up defensively. Open is Sims. Mitchell finding the open man. Great pass by Mitchell. And the Badgers throw it away on the quick transition, trying to come back the other way. Finley unable to catch up to the ball.
And in your monitor, you will see in your TV sets that Coach Jackson, both fingers ahead, not shooting himself, but telling the players to think, to take the fast break, but be under control as well.
Green coming back, flanking Mitchell. Mark going in, missing Sims, rebounding, putting it back up, and fouling is Finley, and that is his third. And that'll bring Lewis Eli in the game for Michael Finley.
Well, this would be a time loss, but the substitution is going to be for Peterson.
Okay.
The last full court you see on the defense here, the fact that when that ball goes up and you have a full court zone press, you're mismatched on the defensive, their offensive end, you don't look for a box out, you go for the ball.
Eugene Sims after his 9th point. And getting it. Tied up at 43.
Well, it's interesting now. We watch Michael Finley at 55% from the line, cans 2. Eugene Sims shooting 50% from the line. Makes the first of 2.
And he gets both. 44-43, Panthers, 17:01 for the game, and there's a foul on Mark Briggs across the way, trying to get the ball from Webster.
That's been a good game plan so far. They really forced Tracy Webster to give up the ball. So far in the second half, the Badgers have forced Mitchell to give it up.
Kelly inbounds to Webster. Briggs number 3, Mitchell number 4. Pass into the front court. Finley from Johnson. Lewis Eli, and he got it. Good head and shoulders move. Had to be patient. Lewis Eli got the bucket. Badgers by 1, 45-44, and nearly stolen by Webster. Here's Briggs coming in and scoring. Mark Briggs.
That time Finley let him go by because of the 3 fouls. You still have to play the good base defensive position.
Kelly kicks it out to Finley for 3, in and out. And a tie-up. Possession arrow, Wisconsin. To make it Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Badgers are saying it should be theirs, and it should be Wisconsin.
Well, the possession arrow is really pointing to
Wisconsin-Milwaukee
basket. Now the officials.
If I recall, the arrow in the first half on a jump ball here at center court gave it to UWM.
That's true. So they're pointing at Milwaukee.
Yep.
Now the possession arrow has to change. So far it has not changed.
46-45, Wisconsin down by 1. Here's Mitchell. Mark Mitchell, good spin move to drive, and Eli going up to block, but also get called for the foul.
I'll tell you, I give you really credit that time to Mitchell, the fact he left 3 trapping situations behind. And again, you play it with the feet, not with the hands. Here's the penetration. You can see Kelly reach out that time. with the body, Eli.
And that is the third on Lewis Eli. So Mark Mitchell steps to the free throw line for the UWM Panthers.
The only thing about having both Mitchell and Webster wearing the same color uniforms, the fact that only one of them can handle the ball at the same time. Great penetrators, great open view of the floor, and all the players.
48-45. Mitchell makes both. Mark Mitchell. Oddly enough, he's only a 46% free throw shooter. He makes both, and across the way, Ray Perrine pointing last touching by the Badgers. It should be Panther ball. It'll belong to Wisconsin.
He's holding up 2-0. He's held up 2-2 before, which was a 2-3 zone. Now 2-0. We see what happens here. Here's a trap out front.
Finley quickly picked up by Green. Cross towards Johnson. Jason right to Webster. Finley, one dribble and a pass to Johnson, putting it up for three and hitting it. Jason Johnson with a big bucket. The game is tied again at 48. Perrine for three. Ray Perrine back iron. Green in the lane, pulling it out of the air. The UWM will rework with Mitchell. Out on top. Look at Finley work. He comes up with the ball. Still loose. Mitchell and Finley wrestle, and Finley gets up wanting a piece of Mark Mitchell.
That's good loose ball play by both sides. Possession arrow goes to Wisconsin.
And we'll have a timeout. 15-21 to play in the game. It is warm in the field house. Tied at 48. This is Wisconsin basketball on the WDTV Raycom Sports Network.
We've had a lot of laughs, shared lots of good advice. You've been a real buddy from the start, and we'll always talk things through, and I guess we always will.
Hey, nothing connects buddies like a phone call.
Good friends are never far apart.
Right now, you can get 21 extra bags of groceries into a Dodge Caravan, or 14 extra family pets, or almost enough extra equipment for a Pee Wee League football team. Because for the price of a regular Caravan, you can get a Grand Caravan. That's 25 extra cubic feet of space at no extra charge, for savings up to $21.50 during the Dodge Award Celebration Sale. Because the only thing better than America's best-selling minivan is more of it. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
And that was dinner for our favorite food critic?
Everything was wonderful.
Something else to drink, monsieur.
Yes, make it a Bud Light, please.
I'm sorry, monsieur. We have run out.
Really? Well, that does change things a bit, doesn't it?
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Billy's Chili. Quaint atmosphere.
Is that a tip or did you just lose some change?
Charming service.
Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and the University of Wisconsin locked at 48. Three-point shooting, coach.
Well, 4-16, 5 of 15. Very similar here. We have 33% against 25%. But you take of the Badgers, the man with the ball right now, Jason Johnson.
Jason, 5 of 8. He has 15 to lead the Badgers. Well, it's nice to see Jason respond to playing time and also in a starting role. He has maybe been the bright spot in Wisconsin's offensive play to date. And we have a foul coming up on Lou Eli. That'll be his fourth.
Well, it turned out that with Lewis in that case, that he tried to find a defender to pick him. It's the offensive player in his team's job to run the defensive player into him. That way, the foul is avoided by the offensive player.
14:50 for the game. Mark Briggs off the Green. Green lets a three go. Front iron missing. Perrine tapped it, and it's controlled by Mitchell. Ray Perrine. Mark Mitchell with 4 points in the game. Briggs from 19 plus, and the sophomore Mark Briggs knocks down a three. 51-48 UWM. McGee, pass knocked away by Green. and the Panthers come back.
That time McGee had the shot and tried to kick the ball outside when it was not a lane to penetrate the ball to the offensive player.
Green for Sims. Eugene Sims in and out. Rebound Carlton McGee. Baseball pass to Finley. The lob.
Fantastic pass by Michael Finley. And the great ability of Lewis Eli to get up above the rim.
And we'll see how the Badgers feed off that highlight film. Put together by Finley and Eli, and right back, UWM hits. Craig Green with a 3, 54-40. Green with 16. The Panthers with 3 in double figures. Jason Johnson back iron it off. Mark Mitchell rebounding. Finley reaching in, nearly coming up with a steal. Mark Briggs into the lane, kicks it out to the open Perrine. The Panthers very quick in moving the ball. Sims cutting open from Mitchell, the assist, and the Panthers go up by a half a dozen.
Closest defensively healthy at that time was by Jason Johnson. That was the center. That was Lewis Eli, who lost the man on the pick. Now they dropped the zone defense. Another change up on their... Every time down the floor, they give you a different look.
And there is another steal by UWM, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it was touched by Mitchell last. It'll belong to the Badgers. Kilbride and Kelly and Harrell in for Eli, McGee, and Jason Johnson.
But again, Coach Jackson, fresh bodies in to handle the quick up-tempo of Milwaukee.
Inbound to Harrell. Damon out to Kilbride. Andy taking a look. Now puts it to the floor. Nice pass to Kelly to the open Harrell underneath. Nice move, Damon Harrell. Nice pass, Kelly. Nice move, Harrell.
Well, a great pass. It forces the middle man to come up and take Kelly. Then Harrell going to the basket, to the net, to drop the ball down below him.
Craig Green from 21. And off the hand of Damon Harrell. It'll belong to UWM.
Well, the Badgers are doing a good job in boxing, maintaining the physical contact, but not going up for the ball when it comes off the rim.
Mark Mitchell comes into Ray Perrine, looking into the eyes of Brian Kelly. Eugene Sims turns it down at 19-9, off to Mitchell. Underneath, Sims again going up for the reverse one-hand slam, and he was fouled in the process. Reuben Norris whistling. Wisconsin. Damon Harrell with the foul.
Here's a weak side pick, and you can see the defense open to the ball, but did not open to the offensive player, and it's strictly a cut behind.
That, John, has been a play Mitchell and Sims have ran 3 times to near perfect
and they've ran it in the second half.
Right.
It's like there's, you know, in some cases you say you save something or hold it back. If you go through the different look, which will force a timeout or substitution to make the adjustment to.
Sims has 13, going for his 14th. This is a guy that Steve Antrim thinks when he's gone. Briggs with the rebound off the miss. Green back up to score. That is power basketball underneath by Craig Green. The lead is 7. Finley coming in. Little gypsy-do to score. Michael Finley, nice move.
Great job of sliding away from the defense to avoid the offensive foul, but also the presence to still square off the hand and the basketball.
Eugene Sims. My comment to finish about Sims, Steve Antrim thinks by the time he's done, he will be an identical to Craig Green in terms of ability on the floor. Sims shovels for Briggs. Short. Finley claims the rebound. 59-54. Badgers down 5. Kilbride to Damon Harrell. Michael Finley, 11-15 for the game.
2-3 zone defense. In a different look again.
Andy Kilbride quickly back to Finley, into Kelly. Brian Kelly back to Kilbride for a 3. In and out. Harrell rebound. Damon Harrell back up and in.
Great strength to go up through the hands of 2 defenders, but also to Kilbride to raise up and shoot that shot, even though he's been on a major slump for this year. Got to take the shot. A good shooter doesn't stop shooting, he keeps shooting.
And when the other team knows you're not going to shoot, look at Mitchell penetrate, put it high off the board and down. 61-56. When they know you're not going to be a threat, all of a sudden it becomes a 5-on-4 on the offensive end when you're going against the defense. Finley or Kelly. Ryan Kelly takes a look. Now puts it up from 12. Back iron it off. Rebound claimed by Ray Perrine.
Well, he has the open shot right in the gut, right in the middle of the zone defense. He has got to raise up and shoot it.
Mitchell off to Eugene Sims. 6'6" sophomore to Ray Perrine, the senior, to another senior, Mark Mitchell. That's a good matchup, Mitchell and Webster, and Mark Mitchell gets the shot from 10 feet to go down. Wisconsin down 7. Webster off the front iron, no. Finley rebound, back up and in.
Good board. Green held his own, took the physical punishment. No foul call. Michael Finley back up on the board to recover for 2.
Craig Green. This is Eugene Sims, Mark Briggs. 9:35 for the game. Green banking, no. Tipped up Sims. Look at Sims work the boards. And coming up with it is Kelly. And out of bounds. A foul on Craig Green, rather.
Good board. Damon Harrell's come in to give some physical strength on the inside on the defensive boards for the Badgers.
And we have a timeout with 9:27 to go in the game. The Badgers down 5. We'll be back after these local words. You're watching Badger basketball on the WVTV Raycom Sports Network.
Darling, after 10 years, the only thing I'd change about you is your clothes.
Bugle boy.
Why don't you try this one on first?
Thank you.
I love Italian food. I love Greek food. I love German food. I hate myself.
The Ameritech Pages Plus Yellow Pages. How you get things done.
Hi, I'm Mike Hegan from WVTV Super 18.
And I'm Billy Young from 1290 WMVP.
This Christmas marks the 3rd year we'll be celebrating the Christmas Family Feast on Christmas Day from 11:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Mecca downtown.
We're preparing a feast for you, your family, and friends, so come and join our families and friends in the spirit of the season.
And it's free, the 3rd annual Christmas Family Feast, Christmas Day, December 25th at the Mecca.
Brought to you by 1290 WMVP.
And Super 18.
(63-58). Badgers down 5. 9 minutes, 27 seconds to play in the game. Wisconsin, Eli and Finley with 4 and 3 fouls, respectively. 4 led by Easterling, Green, Perrine, and Jackson. They all have 3 for UWM.
UWM remaining in the 2-3 zone defense. Part of that, too, is that zone defense, you're going to cover the ball well.
And Mitchell slaps it out of bounds from Tracy Webster once it left his hand. It was intended for the bucket. And Mitchell flying across to slap it out of bounds.
Basically saying is that in the zone defense that you can instruct to force them to shoot over the top, or you can always take the ball tight, and you've always got 4 people to help if there's any penetration whatsoever. And you force them to throw the ball around the perimeter. So far, the Badgers have tried to go into the middle area, which Peterson's on the high post at the present time.
Jeff Peterson strong to the board. He is making his presence felt here in the second half. Badgers down 3. Mitchell, cross court it goes to Mark Briggs. Back to Tim Ricks.
Good pick on the weak side.
Green right back to Ricks, and the ball is out of bounds.
that case, really, Rick was in good position, but the bounce pass was a little too aggressive by Green. He really wanted to get it below the defender's hand, and he accomplished that, but a little too much momentum.
Otto McDuffie, blocked by Craig Green, picked up by Tim Ricks. Ahead to Ray Perrine. Blocked now at 8:04. Perrine guarded by McDuffie. Now doubled up by Finley and McDuffie. Ricks open, turning from 8. Side iron, won't get the bounce. Peterson going for it along with Green, and off the hands of Jeff Peterson. UWM will inbound, and Eugene Sims is coming in. Craig Green is going to get a break with 7:54, and Stu Jackson wants to take a timeout. Timeout is called. 7:54 to play in the game, and the Badgers trail by 3. This is Wisconsin basketball on the WVTV Raycom Sports Network.
I'm a real wild one, wild one.
When it comes to clean, fresh taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Southport.
Bud Light delivers.
So where's the fire offer? Where's my father? Papa, look what came. My acceptance letter to college.
College is a wonderful thing, mind.
You can have a fine life here. What do you need from college? Remember how we talked about my going away to college? I know what you're going to say. But at college, they have professors from all over the world. And it'll all help me with my wanting to be a writer. Hey, kid, what are you going to write about?
For over 150 years, America's universities have given kids from everywhere the chance to pursue their dreams through an education. And what their dreams have given back to us is immeasurable.
So what do you think?
Well, Arthur, I think if that writing thing doesn't work out, you'll make one heck of a salesman.
The Badgers trailing in the offensive rebounding end, John, 17-11.
Well, we've talked about that in the first half, and we started the first 5 minutes of the second half. Seemed to be soft. Good box out, going to the boards, defensively. And all of a sudden, it came back that Milwaukee, the Panthers, started controlling second, third effort. On 2 occasions, they got 3 offensive boards, but didn't get the ball down before Wisconsin recovered to get it. Percentages are really against you when you give them multiple opportunities.
This is Mark Briggs off to Eugene Sims, working against Peterson.
We have a couple of suspect shooters in the situation with Rick and with Sims in the outside area, but they're in the penetration that Jason didn't play with the feet, allowed him to put the ball down the seams. But McDuffie, in turn, will learn through the experience of playing at this level that he'll also leave the corner to cut that off and force him to kick the ball outside to keep it in the perimeter position.
Foul was on Otto McDuffie. UWM again inbounding, and this time they steal off the inbound by getting it right back. For a moment was Ricks, then Webster took it away, and now it's going to be called off Tracy Webster as the ball goes out of bounds, and UWM will come back with it. I wasn't expecting that outcome, but it goes in favor of UWM.
Well, it really shows you the ability, the athletic ability of all these young student athletes who are on the floor right now. That how many times that ball was touched without gaining control, with the hands in there to reach in. Great credit to these young people that have conditioned themselves to really perform at a level of their own ability. It's super.
Eugene Sims getting it off to Briggs, wing on the right side. Mark Mitchell. Tracy Webster right in his shirt. Here's Sims, and fouled on the way up with the shot.
That time really forcing McDuffie to reach across his body to try to deny the ball to get to the basket. Made the contact for the foul. You'll see it clearly on the right arm. Also showing the thing we talked about, ability. He maintained the control, Sims did, physically with the strength in the hands with a contact across the shooting arm to still get the ball released towards the basket.
And the free throw by Eugene Sims out of Racine Lutheran misses. Going for his 14th. 63-60 UWM. The Badgers, after their third win in 4 games. Sims makes the second. Lead is 4 for the Panthers. Badgers bring it back. UWM going for their 5th win in 5 outings. Michael Finley for Jason Johnson. Pass intended for Webster, got there, but after deflected by Mitchell, shot by Finley misses, and Webster saving it in, but not before he stepped out of bounds. UWM will bring it back.
Tracy made the effort to really push that ball back off of the shoe of the Panther defender.
Inbound comes to Mitchell, doubled up, gets it off to Ray Perrine to Mark Briggs, and the Panthers advance it into the front court. And Finley kicked the Perrine pass out of bounds.
Interesting that time, he thought there might be a reset on the clock, slightly coming off the shoe. 36 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Ray Perrine squaring, firing, missing. Green rebounding over the back of McDuffie. Here's Briggs in the lane from 10. Shot partially altered by Jeff Peterson, and Finley with the rebound.
Good strong board by Michael.
For Peterson down low. Jeff Peterson banks it in. 64-62. Peterson with 8 here in the half. Mitchell now goes back down the lane to score. It was almost like he took a wrong turn, put it in reverse, and then decided, what the heck, I'll go down the lane anyway, and put it in, as does Otto McDuffie.
Great offensive move by both players.
Greg Green ahead to Eugene Sims. Open is Briggs, quickly doubled up. Help from Webster, fronted by Peterson, knocked out of bounds by Webster. The Panthers will keep possession.
Great job, base defense by Peterson to deny the penetration. Webster coming from the backside to take away the possible attempt at the basket.
Eugene Sims goes out holding his lower back. Tim Ricks is in for Sims. This is Mark Briggs. Greg Green off to Mitchell. Greg Green wanting the ball, got it, put it up, missed. One hand slam follow attempt by Ricks. He'll be called for the foul.
16 foul on the Panthers. Possession out of bounds. Hey, the Badgers have really been caught in the middle where you do a good job in stopping the offensive thrust. The Panthers take a step away, they relax, the middle opens up again, and they take it back to the basket.
And Eugene Sims across the way is leaving. He's going out to be examined by the medical people of UWM.
2-3 zone defense, really spreading the top 2 people, trying to force that wing pass a little bit wider. See how they forced Michael out, they forced Tracy out.
Jason Johnson gets it off to Finley, looking in for Kelly. Brian Kelly comes out to take the pass. 5:05 for the game. Badgers with a 3 could take the lead.
They forced that player out. You normally want to be foul line extended. They forced him 4 or 5 feet up.
Peterson ties the game.
Great patience to wait for the open shot in the middle. The one that Kelly didn't get down, Peterson did.
Peterson has been big in the second half. Craig Green for 3. He hit it. Oh, what a big 3 by number 34.
No hesitation, wide open.
Bang.
They got away with a double that time. Well, he only dribbled it with his elbow to start with.
He wanted it.
That doesn't count.
He wanted to do it right. Webster looks for 3. In and out. Craig Green up to get the rebound.
Another big board.
Ray Perrine picked up by Kelly. Mark Briggs. Mark Mitchell. Ray Perrine. Perrine moves in the lane. Scoops it up. No good. Rebound to Kelly. To Tracy Webster.
Tracy right now could use a minute or two's rest, but there's no time left for that.
Jason Johnson with a 3. 69-69. Craig Green at 20.
Okay, Green wanted to throw it up, didn't he?
Mad because Kelly got back in time to make him think different.
Crowd trying to give a little life to the legs of the Badgers.
Mark Briggs, Craig Green. This is Mark Mitchell. Puts it up over Webster, and he hits the shot from 15 feet. And the Badgers quickly bring it back as the Panthers regroup.
Drop to the 2-3 zone defense.
Webster, no front iron. And Briggs takes it away from Kelly. There is no call. Briggs coming in. Offensive foul on Mark Briggs.
There's a fundamental situation that time, regardless of the contact, right or wrong. He should have released the ball to the other player because Tracy Webster committed himself. Now watch on the penetration. Watch here, he keeps looking. Now watch the defense come over. Now you see behind him to release that ball below the hand.
Stay tuned for these local messages. You're watching a beauty, the Badgers and the Panthers. Badger basketball on the WVTV Raycom Sports Network.
The world is moving faster than it ever has before. The information age has dawned, revealing what's in store. Better ways of learning, better ways to grow, better lives for all of us, so let the knowledge flow. It's the road to understanding, it's the pathway to the stars, it's the doorway to enlightenment, it's the future and it's ours, America.
Imagine bringing knowledge from every corner of the globe into every home, every office, every classroom. Ameritech is ready to do it now.
Ameritech, your link to a better life.
When Gene Hackman and Dan Aykroyd go undercover, they really go undercover.
What are you doing to my car?
Welcome to the NASCAR driving school.
And they just might alter the term law and order forever.
Who are those guys, Sundance? Next time I say let's go someplace like Bolivia, let's go someplace like Bolivia.
Two great stars in one hilarious comedy, Loose Cannons.
Monday night at 7 on the Super Movie.
A lot of basketball has been played. The difference is only 2. Wisconsin-Milwaukee leading 71-69. Next game along the Badger Basketball Network will involve the Badgers and the Michigan Wolverines. January 9th, 1 o'clock tip-off. Badgers will get a look at Steve Fisher's mighty and highly thought of Michigan Wolverines.
Well, their last visit to this field house was a 28-point deficit.
That's right.
Favor the Badgers. Only 3 weeks before they go to the final of the NCAA.
Badgers down by 2, 2:42 for the game. Kilbride, Webster, Eli, Finley, and Kelly on the floor for the Badgers. We'll set the Panthers in a moment. Finley at 21 thinking, turning it down. Webster to Kilbride. Eli keeps cutting through the lane, looking for an opening. Marine is on Eli. Finley looking in, dumps it back as he hung in the air to Kilbride. Shot clock at 3. Finley for 3. Back iron it off. Kilbride comes up with the basketball.
And a new clock.
2
One of the
minutes.
few offensive boards the Badgers have gotten that sprang out that far.
It came off the back iron. Kilbride was baseline right, about 12 from the bucket to get the rebound. Shot clock at 25, 150 for the game.
See, they're really packing back in the front line. They're forcing the wings and the point, the top position, to be covered by the 2 front, which is Easterly and Mitchell.
Webster doesn't get the 3 to go down, and it's out of bounds. Last touching the Badgers. The Panthers will inbound the ball with 1:37 for the game. Jason Johnson off the bench to the scorer's table will come in as soon as he can. Bench points, Badgers with 20, the Panthers with 8. Mitchell, Jackson, Perrine, Easterling, and green on the floor for Steve Antrim's UWM Panthers. 1:19, and the Panthers call time. 71-69, UW Milwaukee leading the Badgers. We'll be back after this. This is Wisconsin basketball on the WVTV Raycom Sports Network.
Lakeland, Wisconsin's largest truck cab manufacturer.
There's a good reason why we're largest. This factory, we own it. We make our own truck cabs here, then sell them directly at our outlets. So there's no middleman. That's why we offer the absolute lowest prices every day. Every day. Guaranteed.
A classy fiberglass cap like this, 20 different colors, just $4.49. This tough Penda bed liner, only $1.59. Lakeland, Wisconsin's largest. Greenbush, Madison, and Green Bay.
Your Toyota dealers are proud to announce a beauty of a deal on a beauty of a car. A one-of-a-kind introductory offer on the all-new Toyota Corolla with its Camry-like styling. The deal is $179 a month for 48 months with no down payment. It gets even better. No strip down here. You get air conditioning, power steering, AM/FM radio, even driver's side airbag. But it's a limited time offer, so for the best selection, don't wait. Why settle for less than a Corolla? Your Toyota dealer can give you a beauty of a deal for less than you thought.
1 minute and 19 seconds to play. Dwayne Mosley and John Paulus with you from the field house. 71-69, UWM leading the Badgers. And you have possession of the ball here, John. What might we look for out of UWM? 1:19, up by 2.
Well, you look for the out of bounds. They get it in. They'll run a set play from the out of bounds. But if it comes back out front, they've ran a double down low for Green to either come off low or come over high. And the people they've kept out are Perrine and Mitchell in a perimeter position for the three-point shot in the open court.
Panthers have shot 32% from three-point land, and that's an automatic for Green from 6, and the lead is 4, 73-69. Wisconsin's biggest possession comes with this trip down the floor. 1:05 for the game and down by 4. Finley, Webster, Jason Johnson. Cross court, Green slapped it away. Easterland picks it up. Behind the back dribble on Finley. Throws it up, hits the side of the board. Out of bounds, belonging to UWM.
In that case, you really question whether the shot was needed or to pull it out and to play the clock with 52 left. Loose ball, he goes in. He's looking for the foul. There you have two defenders back. He tried to take it off the glass and went away from the board. Now you're forced to foul.
And Easterland gets it to Perrine. Perrine hounded by Kelly off to Eugene Sims to Mark Mitchell. Webster on Mitchell. There's the push and the foul. And Tracy lands an elbow on the head of Mitchell. And Mark Mitchell and Tracy Webster will talk a little business.
On this case scenario, you talk about people on the floor to foul. And you turn out in the case of Mitchell, shooting 46% from the free throw line. So it's basically, percentage-wise, not a bad foul to make.
Lou Eli is leaving.
Right now you have your best three-point shooters in Johnson, Finley, and Webster on the floor. Your defensive base for force inside with Peterson and with Kelly. But they basically need a miss here.
Mark Mitchell today, 2 of 2 at the line. He has 12 points. He has 13, 3 for 3.
Well, that defies a 46% shooting, doesn't it?
That's right,
3 for 3 from the line. Those stats will change by tomorrow.
And then some. 4 out of 4. 75-69. Lead is 6. 39 for the game. Here's Tracy Webster.
You need 2 threes here.
Kicks it back for Jason Johnson. No. Peterson going up, trying to get a hand on the ball. And it goes out of bounds. Belongs to UWM. And we have time with 28-6 on the clock to play. The Badgers down 75-69. This is Wisconsin basketball on the WVTV Raycom Sports Network.
What makes a mountain man a mountain man? Let's find out. Must a mountain man be a big burly guy with an axe? A man of steel? Must a mountain man even be a man? Actually, the only requirement is the right beer. Smooth Busch beer or easy drinking Busch Light. So, head for the mountains and learn what makes the typical mountain man anything but.
Right now, you can get 21 extra bags of groceries into a Dodge Caravan, or 14 extra family pets, or almost enough extra equipment for a Pee Wee League football team. Because for the price of a regular Caravan, you can get a Grand Caravan. That's 25 extra cubic feet of space at no extra charge, for savings up to $21.50 during the Dodge Awards Celebration Sale. Because the only thing better than America's best-selling minivan is more of it. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
Our executive producer is Peter Rolfe. Senior coordinating producer is Johnny Tyus. Mark Crabb producing. And Tim Perko directing today. Deb Piper has been our technical director. And the mobile facilities provided by Wisconsin Public TV. And this game copyrighted by the Big Ten Conference.
Interesting, we're talking about a timeout, Dwayne. It's right here that UW-Milwaukee could foul to only give the potential 2 shots.
Tracy lets a long 3 go, and Jeff Peterson went up over the back of Green to slap it out of bounds. And the Badger fans thinking it last touched Mark Mitchell, but instead UWM will get the ball with 22.4 on the clock, leading by 6. Badgers will have to take a foul quickly. Ray Perrine looking for help as he comes in, takes time.
Good call. Coach Jackson calling up for the foul in that situation. That's the only possible thing. They're at the mercy of UWM at the present time. See Coach Jackson making another substitution. Basically or defensively, they need 2 steals, 3 points. The situation looks very, very hopeless.
You know, talking with Ray McCallum before the game, you know, he said this particular game with UWM was probably the team they didn't need to see right now. And there's different ways you can debate that. One, you know, and Stu Jackson was well aware that they were going up against a very athletic team. And they haven't been disappointed in what they have been given here this afternoon.
Well, they very much expected what has happened here with a team up and down quick. Start 3 seniors. You have a sophomore who played a great deal as a freshman. You have a junior college coming in as Easterland that gives some stability of maturity, experience, and age in the backcourt. So they're really playing a very experienced team under this system, but one which he is implementing to the Wisconsin fans as well as his team, and it's the future of this basketball team at Wisconsin and the style of their play. I think it's very obvious and very evident in the 3 recruits that they've signed before the season started to add and lend to the credibility and the success in the future of Stu Jackson's basketball program.
Steve Antrim across the way, watching with a lot of interest, of course, for the final 22 seconds. And in the backcourt, Mitchell is fouled. McDuffie and Webster is there. And sure, you can tell that Tracy Webster isn't real thrilled about where this game is, what the score is, and a lot of talk between the 2 teams as they head to the UW end of the floor as Mitchell will go to the free throw line.
Well, after that contact, really going for the ball, forced into making a foul situation. When Mark Mitchell looks up and it's Otto McDuffie, he just reached up and put his arm around him, and that shows the competitive spirit of this contest today. 2 players, McDuffie from Milwaukee King, Mark Mitchell from Milwaukee, Washington.
And Milwaukee, you're talking about Brian Kelly coming back in, talking about Otto as Otto McDuffie goes to the sideline. Otto, of course, has watched a lot of these guys play while he was going to high school the past couple of years at Rufus King, so well aware of what UWM had. In fact, his mother works at UWM. Webster lets a 3 go. 9 seconds for the game. Green ahead to Mitchell. 8 seconds. We're at 5. Mitchell dribbling, trying to get by Kelly, who reaches out to grab him, stopping the clock with just over 3 seconds to go. And the small contingent of UWM fans, they stand to applaud. Their team now within 3 seconds of walking out of the field house with a very big win, 75-69, the present score over the University of Wisconsin. And I will say this, if you're viewing and you're a Badger diehard and you're in shock, don't be, because they have played a very good basketball team here today.
Good basketball team, well under control in the things they want to do, and really a very entertaining game to watch. I mean, up and down, good athletic moves by various individuals as well as the team effort.
77-69, and Webster just lobs and scores a 30-footer. The final score, and it counts for Webster. The final score, Wisconsin-Milwaukee 77. The University of Wisconsin 72. Our next game coming up, January 9th, the Wisconsin Badgers will take on Steve Fisher's Michigan Wolverines in a 1 o'clock game.